Scott having trouble getting going, and it's going to cause trouble. Annette spins around. Another spin behind him.
Looks like Stenhouse is involved.
Boy.
He's the second car of the week for him. Oh, what a bad break.
Oh, boy. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
It looked like the 11 car just did not get going there.
Yep. And there's the 09 car of Chad McCumbee with some troubles getting going there. We saw David Gilliland in the 91 also spun around, though it looked like he got away without hitting anything. And there's where it all started.
Probably a transmission problem, or either might have got the rear end gear.
Yeah, it could be any kind of the drivetrain, anything in there. He didn't get a scratch. He got all these other cars torn up because of it. But you see here on the replay, I mean, these cars, when they take off now, they're accelerating really hard. And when somebody doesn't go, just like right there, you don't have a lot of time to react.
Yeah, I'm saying that looked more like a missed gear, and maybe it was because of something in the transmission, but it tore it up. See, Michael Annette's pretty lucky right there. He got spun around but didn't hit anything, or didn't get hit.
And Stenhouse in the back is way in the back. He's 32nd at the time, and by the time that the jam up happens, somebody drives him right into the wall.
Yeah, Jamie Murray in the 88 did a fantastic job. A situation like that, as Andy said, you're wide open in the throttle, easy to run over somebody in a hurry.
This is on board with Stephen Wallace.
And see, Stephen does a great job here too. I mean, he's got cars coming on both sides and avoids that car that's not going.
Now this is where Stenhouse gets wrinkled up, I think. This is with Brendan Gaughan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got it both sides. Brendan Gaughan got a significant amount of damage there on the right side, looks like. That's tough. Those kind of wrecks right there kill me. Yeah, now they got a traffic jam trying to get to the garage.
I don't mean to laugh, really, but it just strikes me as funny that we've had so many cars torn up in the first 10 laps of this thing. They got to get them all hauled off to the garage. So, 2 words. Big mess. We're under caution again here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, as some managed to avoid the trouble, but a few others didn't.
And welcome back to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where we are under caution again for the second time in just 10 laps inside the pit studio. But we'll take a look at how this happened on the restart. As we were just discussing, double file restarts, they make it exciting, but this is what causes a little bit of the caution. Keep an eye on the 11 car with Brian Scott.
Yeah, it seems like Brian couldn't quite get going and spun the tires and just really jammed up the entire field. You see Michael Annette get spun around, and then all chaos broke out, and the double file restart strikes again when someone doesn't get going.
A lot of cars taken to the garage already. Like we said, already 2 cautions for 7 laps, just 10 laps completed. Inside the ESPN pit studio, I'm Nicole Briscoe, along with Brad Doherty, and with us all day today, we have a very special guest, the 2003 Nationwide Series champion, Mr. Brian Vickers. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, you were supposed to be in the car today. You can't. You're out the rest of the season. How are you feeling?
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm feeling fine. I feel good enough that I want to be in that race car, but unfortunately I can't be. You know, I'm going to be the big kicker is the blood thinner. I'm going to be on blood thinner for 6 months.
What will happen, Brian, as time goes on? Will you just kind of ease your way back into this thing? Do you know definitely that you're not going to be racing anymore, or is there hope that you will be racing after a 6 month period of time?
Yeah, I will be racing after 6 months.
Okay.
I mean, everything that we know so far, I mean, we can't predict the future, but everything we know so far, I'm going to be out for 6 months. Okay. I'll be back at the Daytona 500, and I can't tell you how excited I am to be back at the Daytona 500.
It's a good one to come back for.
It's a good one to come back for. Actually, I'll probably hopefully be in the Nationwide race, on Saturday before the 500.
Countdown is on to that, and the countdown is actually back on to green, because I think we're going to go back to green finally.
Oh, good.
Brian will be with us all afternoon, so let's head back upstairs to the booth. Alan Bestwick, please take it away.
Well, here's the big question, Nicole. How long will we be under green?
Yeah, really.
Please, more than 2 laps.
Going.
It's been a little bit of a halting start here, but we're going to try again as Carl Edwards will bring this field back to the green. A 3rd time today, he'll lead the field to a green flag, and this will be the 3rd different driver to his outside for the 3 restarts.
Yeah, but he has chosen that inside lane once again. This worked very well. He's gotten 2 good starts so far.
Casey Kane in the 38 to his outside.
Clear high. Still all clear. Looking high. Looking high. Got the 22 with you now. He's about.
One thing I think we've seen in these first few restarts, that outside lane is not very kind right now.
Well, the leader does have the advantage on that start, and even if I think he was on the outside, you might see some of that, but it does look like they're going to be choosing that inside lane.
Trevor Bayne, Ryan Newman, 99 and 1. That's for 5th and 6th spots.
This position, you really have to be careful as a driver getting down into these corners over 180 miles an hour on the inside. Air being taken off of your spoiler by being down there. You have to be careful not to get loose and then trying to correct you up into the car on the outside of you.
Here's a guy that's really been on the move in the opening laps. Kevin Harvick in that 33. He's racing for 11th spot here. Started back in 18th.
Yeah, he was first car out qualifying, so probably hurt him somewhat to do that. We didn't see Kevin at Dover have his typical race. They struggled a little bit there, and so it would be interesting to see if they can rebound from that. This is going to be his last nationwide race for a little bit, too.
All right, after Carl Edwards got away by a couple of car lengths, things are tightening up front.
Yeah, that 22 car's coming now with Brad Keselowski. See him now working on the outside, trying to get a little advantage on Carl.
And don't look, but here comes Kyle. The 18
oh, you know he's going to be there.
Yeah, what we're seeing already is these guys fanning out, running bottom, middle, top of this racetrack. It's going to make for great racing. I think the combination of this racetrack during the day and the tire that Goodyear's brought here is going to provide some really exciting moments for us.
Oh boy, that is Ryan Newman in the 1. Had Joey Logano tucked underneath him, and speaking of tucked underneath,
there goes Keselowski for the lead.
And you can see Carl's not going to challenge that move right now. That we're later in the race, he might try to get back to the outside and hold Brad down there. Way too early for that for these guys.
So, new leader, Brad Keselowski, Mike.
And Alan, he's doing it in a little bit of pain, too. For those folks who are paying attention to Sprint Cup qualifying earlier in the weekend, you saw Brad Keselowski hit the wall awfully hard. I tried to have a conversation with him during pre-race introductions today about how he's feeling. He said he's sore. I asked him what hurts. He pointed to his mouth. He can barely talk. His helmet got jammed up in his face, his jaw awfully sore. Fortunately for him, he's letting his car do the talking for him right now, guys.
It's talking pretty well, and as we watch Clint Boyer in the 21 try and come forward on Stephen Wallace in the 66, this for 12th spot. DJ, you ever had that happen? I mean, you've been in wrecks at this racetrack where you've hit the wall hard and hurt things and had to come back and race the next day.
No, it makes for, a long weekend, and Brad's got 900 miles of hard racing here. This is a very physically demanding racetrack, too. Because of the 24 degrees of banking, it really sets you over in the seat, so he's going to have his work cut out these next 2 days. We see Justin Allgaier trying to make a move on Trevor Bayne.
Right behind them, that 32 car, that was the car Brian Vickers was scheduled to drive today. That's Reed Sorensen, with whom he was sharing and scheduled to share that car during the season. Reed now going to take over the races that Brian is not able to be in.
Yeah, and Reed looking to take advantage of this opportunity. This race car has run well with Reed driving it. When Brian was driving it, they had opportunities to win races, so Reed's going to try to make the most of this and see if he can get this team to victory lane.
And you see just behind this group, Clint Boyer now. He started 26th. He's making a lot of headway towards the front.
And Allgaier and Greg Biffle there. Yeah, Allgaier 7th.
Yeah, really making that bottom side work. You can see Biffle's choosing that higher line. He'll get a nice run off the corner, but Justin Allgaier looks like his car is really working the bottom of the racetrack. Dave, what are they saying about this 12 car?
Well, this great battle continues. The 12 car just reported in, a little tight on the bottom, a little loose on the top. Maybe that's why he chose the bottom. Greg Biffle's car has been tight, not cutting the corner. DJ, would you take your car to the top in that case?
Yeah, a lot of times you can do that, especially if you want to turn the steering wheel as little as possible, and you can search around, get a little bit of grip there too, and you don't have to turn the wheel as much.
Would you take it that far? Man, he is right up against that wall.
Hey, yeah, Greg Biffle we've seen is fearless, and he likes to get up there and hang this thing out, so he's figured out that he can make some more time. You see, now he's going back by Justin Allgaier.
Man, that looks like fun.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at that. That's got to be fun, Dale.
Oh, and this place is a blast. When you have a car that you're capable of doing that with, it is so much fun. Make the racetrack a little longer, but it's a blast to do.
And 3 wide behind them, that's Harvick and Sorensen and Bayne.
The 32 is starting to move to the front, but I don't know if 3 wide is where you want to be.
I'll tell you, Brian is one of those I've seen up against that wall, too.
Exactly what I was going to say, Andy. You can speak well to that, can't you, Brian, getting up there against the wall?
I tell you, you said it best, DJ, is, when your car's not handling, you can really find a lot of grip up to the wall. You see a lot of guys really running up there tight, and they're looking for clean track, something that's not too rubbered